tricky, but if you take your time and pay attention, it will not be too hard. So let's see what we mean by a piecewise function. So we are graphing this. Please pay attention. I promise this is a guaranteed test question. You're going to have to graph one piecewise function on your test. So let's talk about how we're going to do this. Like the name implies, we're going to do it in pieces. See how the equation is really two pieces? We're going to do the graph as two pieces. All right, so step one, right here, and in every piecewise function, it will say something if this. So there's always going to be this cutoff. I call it the cutoff number over here. Everything changes at 3. So I'm going to very lightly on my paper, I'm going to draw a line down through x equals 3. That's where x is 3. Okay? So if these had been 2's, my line would be down through the 2's. Now, I'm going to forget about that for a second, and I'm going to focus just on the top line. So it says y equals the absolute value of x. Now, everybody in this room should be able to graph the absolute value of x. What does the absolute value of x look like? A v from the origin. So I am simply going to draw a v from the origin. That is my absolute value. Now notice that it crosses that vertical line I drew. Crosses right here, right? So at that point where it crosses, you're either going to put an open dot or a closed dot, depending on guess what?
It's equal to or not.
Whether it's equal to or not. Now since it's not or equal, that's the equation I'm doing. So I'm looking at this row right here. That is not or equal to, so that dot is going to be an open dot. Now, that line that you drew, split your V into two pieces, right? This piece and that piece. One of those pieces is going to be kept, and one of them is going to be erased. This tells you which piece to keep. It says keep the part of the V that is greater than 3. So that means I'm going to keep this part. This is where x is bigger than 3, and I'm going to erase this. So all that gets erased. And the only piece of the function I'm keeping is the piece to the right of my vertical line.
So if it was less than, the arrow would be
Wait a
gone.
minute, Fair, stop. Look, we're getting ready to get less than. Okay? So now I'm going to do the second part of my problem, which is y equals x squared. What does that look like? That's a parabola. Vertex at the origin. So I'm going to draw in my parabola. Vertex at the origin. Now, do you notice that it crosses the line?
No.
Right here?
It doesn't matter what crosses the line.
That one is colored in because it's got the or equal to. So I'm going to color in that dot. And then I'm going to erase part of my picture.
The right one.
This time I'm going to erase the right side because this says keep, this tells me what's keep, less than. Less than is left. So I'm going to keep everything to the left of that line and erase the part to the right of that line. Now, if you really, really want it to look great, go ahead and get rid of your line. That is a picture of your piecewise function. They always look very, very weird, but that's how you do it. One piece at a time. Draw the picture and erase part of it.
We can keep the line.
You can, it looks better if you get rid of it. All right, let's try the next one. If we get the next one done, then you'll only be a baby. Now this one is in 3 pieces. But
So we're
don't
gonna have
worry,
3 different lines.
don't worry. It's done exactly the same way. Since it's 3 pieces though, you see how there's 2 numbers over here now? There's a number at 0, or 0 is a number, and so is 2. So you're actually going to have 2 of those breaking points because you have 2 numbers listed over here. All right, what's that top equation? Y equals x plus 1. What is that?
Identity.
Why it doesn't-
It's the identity. Lift it up one. So instead of being a line right down through the origin, it's going to be a line right down through here. Would you agree with me?
I would agree with you.
Would you
Yes.
agree with me? Thank you. Now, it crosses. Now, which line do it crosses both of these lines. Which one do I care about? Look up here. Which one do I care about?
0.
It crosses at 0. So this is the point actually that I'm looking at. I'm not worried about that other point because I only care about where it crosses the 0 line. That equation goes with the 0. Should this dot be open or closed?
Open.
Open. Look up here. Open, no or equal to, open. And do I want to keep the left side or the right side? Look up here.
Left
I
side.
want to keep the left, so I'm going to erase the right. And there is the first piece of your picture. Now that middle piece is a little bit tricky. It says y equals 3. Anybody know what y equals 3 looks like? It's a horizontal line. So that was 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line at y equals 3. That's y equals 3. That is not one of your BFFs. That's a constant function. It's just y equals 3. Now, pay attention. That's this one. It intersects both lines. Which one do I care about?
The 2.
So I care about this point right here where it intersects the 2 line. Open, dot, or close?
Open.
Open. Do I want the left side or the right side of that line?
The right side.
I want the right side, so I'm going to erase the left side. You with me so far? All right, and then now one more piece. I got this guy. So I have y equals x squared. What shape is that? That's a parabola centered at the, or I should say vertex at the origin. So here's my parabola.
My parabola went under.
It actually should be going above. And you can tell that by plotting a point or two if you need to. Now, it crosses both lines. It crosses 0 here and 2 here. Which one do I care about? Both. So I care about this point and I care about that point. open or closed dots?
Close.
Both of them are closed. By the way, I didn't mention it over here, but when you do these correctly, you'll have dots on top of each other. One will be open and one will be closed always. Okay, there's always gonna be one open and one closed right on top of each other. So here they are, open and closed. Now, what part do I want to keep? The middle, in between them. I want to keep the part in between the two dots. So I'm going to get rid of all this, and I'm going to get rid of all this. I'll take this line out of there just to make it look really good. And there it is. There's your piecewise function, guys. Pretty darn cool.
You said only one of those will be on the
One on the test. All right, let's practice another one. We have one more. Let's practice it. See if you can get that last one. See if you can get it set up on your own. See how much of it you can get put together. Don't look up here. I'll be working on it up here. You be working on it back there and see how much you can get.
How do we do the 3x?
I plotted points. I said if I put in a 1, I get 3. You can also think of it as y-intercept is 0, go up 1 over, or go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. As a slope of 3.
Wait, why is the black line going that way? Well,
Greater than 0.
Why not that way?
Down here would be less, x is
Oh,
less
because
than
X is
0.
positive.
Yeah, x has to be positive, so it's gotta be on this side. This always means on the right side of the line, this always means on the left side of the
No,
line.
I was like, why wasn't black line going that way? Not that way,
Next,
Okay, so why is the open circle on the bottom part of the y-axis and not the x-axis, because it's x minus 2, so
What?
okay, but x minus 2 means take your identity line and drop it down 2 units.
okay.
So it crosses, this is the point 0, 2, negative 2. My line is 0, so this is the line I am crossing. That's where it crosses, right there. So that's why it's there.
Okay.
This would be the point where x equals 2. That doesn't say x equals 2, that says x has to equal 0. So that's right there. So did you get something like this? Just a couple of lines? Hopefully. We got 1 minute
4
left?
minutes.
Oh, we got more. Wait, we don't need until 15. We got plenty of time. Okay, so let's look at 1.4. 1.4, here we go. This, the piecewise are probably the hardest thing in this unit. This stuff is super simple.
This is old.
It's all old, Corey. You've done it all before.
I never learned piecewise.
So, yeah, you may not know.
Well, I
So here we go.
We're doing this again, Miss Ford?
Again, yeah,
Again?
we are.
Oh.
Alright, so what we're doing now is taking 3 different functions, and you can see that list of stuff. We're going to do some different operations with them. Do not make this hard, okay? Do not make this hard. When it says f of x plus g of x, this is f of x, this is g of x. We're just going to add them together. So we get x plus 2 plus x squared. Now, you have a cranky, old-fashioned teacher who believes polynomials should be in descending order. So I'm just going to rearrange. That's the answer, but it really should be written in this order.
I think that too, Mrs. Ford.
Thank you, Jordan. Now, some of you are going to get excited and you're going to say, oh, should I use the quadratic formula? No, this isn't an equation. It doesn't say
Oh,
solve.
shucks.
This is the answer. That's what you get when you add f and g together. So stop right there.
Miss Ford, you got me so excited.
Now, 2f of x. Again, don't make it hard. It says 2 times f of x. So that's f of x. So
Plus
2
4.
times f of x will be 2x plus 4. Right? 2 times the f function. G of x minus h of x. Now, make sure you're doing the right letters. It's g minus h. So it's going to be x squared minus negative 2x plus 5. And of course, I wrote that down because it's Zion.
I'm doing it.
I wrote that down because I need to remind myself to distribute the negative.
Mhm.
So my answer is x squared plus 2x minus 5.
Wait, you have that backwards. It's negative 2x plus 5. Or that's at least like what we have on here.
Oh, did I write it wrong?
No, you're right.
It's
You're right.
minus, Max.
Oh,
So I am
my bad.
subtracting the negative 2x plus 5. So that becomes a positive 2x and a minus 5.
I forgot the sign there.
Yep, the sign has to be distributed. Anytime you have a subtraction, you have to remember to distribute the negative. F of x times g of x. Stop it.
Is that x cubed plus 2x squared?
I don't know. It's going to be x plus 2 times x squared. So yes, Ferris, x cubed plus 2x squared, that's our answer.
Do you think it would be wrong if we make our final answer the GCF out?
Yes, it would be. All right, so now we're doing f divided by g. So the f function is x plus 2, and the g function is x squared. Now, are you going to cancel that x and that x squared? No. This is like those ones we did before. If you're going to cancel, you have to be able to do it everywhere. And since there's no x there, you're not going to cancel that. Okay? You're not going to cancel that.
So that's the answer.
So that's the answer. That's all there is to it. Now, the next time we're together, we'll pick
Quiz.
up there with F.
Hey Ben, don't say that.
And we'll, don't forget we have our quiz next time though. If you want to practice for the quiz, you can come during class.
Jim, guess what I saw driving today? Was he driving?